Morning, everyone. It's 8:42 on Monday morning, beginning of a new week, and this is your pre-opening comment. It is video number 1565. Okay, so Asia is a little bit higher. Europe is somewhat mixed, and they had some economic numbers this morning, but um, the first one that struck me as kind of negative was retail sales down 1.8%. Expectations there were for down 1.7, so it missed there. But the move from last month to this month, minus 1.8 versus plus zero point 0.8. So a pretty big reversal there. November PMI 48.5 was expected 48.6. December Centex investor confidence minus 21. Expectation was worse than that at minus 27.6 and also better than the last month number, which was minus 30. Okay, so we have the chart on the screen is the dollar, and we are continuing again to move lower. If we break this level here at 103.93, and we're about 30 cents away from that, if we do break that, there's not much. Well, there's some reasonable support down here at 103. If you look at this on a weekly basis, you'll see that every two round numbers, there's some degree of support. This is the weekly. So we put in another lower high and lower low. So this is somewhat of an ugly chart, although I think that it's a step in the right direction for a number of reasons. The most important, I think, is that the way that countries who have the kind of deficit and debt that we have, um, the best way to do that is to repay it with inflated dollars. When you have a dollar that went from basically 90 cents to $1.15, a move of well over 30% in a relatively short time, you don't have that option. If the dollar continues lower, we're paying it back with cheaper dollars. As far as the rest of those markets, we have the oil 82.40 up 242. Let's just check and see what the recent high was in the last couple of days. Daily. Okay, so the most recent high is 83.34. And that was back on last week on the 1st, which I guess was Wednesday. Anyway, no, Thursday. All right, so we have a little bit of a way to go there, but this was on the basis of the Opec meeting saying they're sticking with their production cuts. And so we're higher here. Last week, we were barely up in the heating oil and gasoline. This morning, gasoline's up 5.5 cents, and heating oil is up 6.25 cents. And the high today is supposed to be just above 30. So it's pretty chilly here. The heat is going on for certain. Grains a little bit stronger. Nat gas is really getting pounded again. I'm thinking about maybe buying 100 shares of Boyle to trade it against these lows. So we'll have to see how that works out. As I said, the dollar is lower, and it's lower on the basis of bonds being lower. So rates up. Interesting. Rates up and dollar up. Unusual situation. Bitcoin is up 320. Ethereum is down $4. So really not much there. Uh, Pound is up, and you know, I think that that is going to turn into a really interesting trade. Okay, when I came down this morning, market was down about 160. Currently, the Dow is down 181. Nasdaq was down 62. Currently, just waiting for them to show me. S&P is down 23. That was down about 23 before, and now the Dow is kind of moving lower here. Okay, S&P down 23, Dow down 184, and the Nasdaq down 62. So that's what we're looking like for the open. There is no economic news today. We start again tomorrow. Um, that's about it. I mentioned in last night's letter the fact that I think that the market is going to have a real problem here. I'll just show that to you so you're aware. We have made a series of lower highs and lower lows, and we are right under this downtrend line, coming off the top through the first lower high, through the second lower high, through Thursday's high. So, I'm thinking that we're definitely moving back towards this, let's call it 39 and a quarter, possibly as low as 38.72 in the short term. All right, everyone, be